Welcome back to the video. Today we're writing a Python program that takes in two strings as input and is going to return the longest string. So we're going to ask the user for two strings and print the longest one. And if they're the same size, we have to print the second string. So here's an example. If the user enters car and cars should be printed because it's longer. But if they enter car and key, we have to print key, which is the second string. So let's actually code it up. So we're going to make a variable called string1 and set that equal to input. So we can ask the user for some input. And then we'll call the next one string2 and do the same thing. Set it equal to input. That way we're asking the user for two inputs. And then we can use an if statement to compare them. And then we're going to be using the built-in function called length. So length or len, you could send something into there and it's going to return like the size of it. So we'll send in string1, and it's going to return however long string1 is. And then we can check if the length of string1 is greater than the length of string2, that means string1 is bigger. And if string1 is bigger, we have to print string1. So we could say print string1. It's that easy. That's if string1 is bigger. And then we could say else if that's not the case, we could say if we have to take an account for another condition. What if string2 is bigger? We could say the length of string2 greater than the length of string1. So here we're checking if string1 is bigger, if string2 is bigger. If that's the case, then we just print string2. So print string2. This chunk of code is checking if string1 is bigger, we print string1. This chunk of code is checking if string2 is bigger, so we print string2. But what if they're the same size? We really don't have to compare the size because we already know either this one's bigger or this one's bigger. So we could use an else statement just to handle everything else. Everything else is they're the same size. And if they're the same size, we want to print the second string, so we can just print string2. And it's as simple as that. So let's run the code and let's run the example. So let's do car and cars. Car and then cars. Cars should print because it's bigger, which it does. Let's do Ruben, which is my name, and then LeBron. LeBron is bigger, so LeBron should print. Cool. And now let's do two words that are the same length. We could do car and key. Key should print because it's the second input, and we want to print the second input, which it does. So there's that, and if this helped in any way, please leave a like and subscribe.